favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this lovely May Thursday night. We are back in action after taking a little time off. We are back to you live now with the Button Box Shop Super Series back in action. Starting off week number 1 here tonight is the Dean Satellite and Security 125 at Richmond International Raceway. These drivers are going to be taking on this great, wonderful track, and if you tuned in last season, it was just a mere 5 points that Matt Rolfe was able to edge out Matt Cucker and take the championship in the fall series. Whole new series online here tonight. Guys ready to go. Been practicing in the offseason, if you will, the last 3 weeks that these guys have had off in between seasons, but we'll see how they perform here tonight. And we're going to probably get a couple of interviews for you. One of the guys that we have to bring in and talk to a little bit about this season. It's always a pleasure to be able to talk to this guy week in and week out. He loves to run the sponsors' logos on his cars each week, showing his appreciation for the sponsors that he has. And as we're talking about it, we're going to bring the sponsors up here on the screen. And joining me now is Matt Rolfe, the administrator for the Semi-Auto Racing Association and last season's champion. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. Excited to get underway here tonight.
Definitely looking forward to it. Where would you rate Richmond? I know this kicks off a whole new season for you. Definitely a little bit of pressure possibly here tonight, being last season's champion. And what does this mean to come out to Richmond here tonight and put on a show for these guys?
Well, Richmond's always a good track to put towards the beginning of the schedule. It's nice and it's big enough where you guys have plenty of room to race and stuff like that. So the track itself should provide some pretty good racing. Not usually one of my better tracks, so I don't know how I'm going to fare here tonight, but we got a good setup from the teammates here, the T4X guys, so we should be fine there. But like I said before, excited to get underway here tonight. We got Dean Satellite and Security on board for the race sponsorship. Always appreciate them helping out. Almost all of our sponsors from last season are returning, so that's pretty cool. So we got Dean Satellite and Security on here tonight, and hopefully we put on a good show.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you for joining me. Pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck. And tonight's, I believe that's what we call the spring season opener here at Richmond International Raceway.
All right, thanks.
There you have it, folks. A little bit of interview there with Matt Rolfe, last season's champion, the fall season. So it kind of kicks off a new season here, the 2017 spring season. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, up in the top right-hand corner, if you want to know more about the Semi-Auto Racing Association, you can find them on the web at racesara.com. Multiple different divisions. Little things in the works possibly coming up. They got a late model series, a sprint dirt car series, dirt being one of the newer offerings that iRacing has out there for racers, and as well as the Sportsman series, the one we covered the championship race last season. That is their street stock series. Definitely a great series to watch as well. But while we got them on the screen here, let's go ahead and recognize the sponsors here tonight. The Button Box Shop, of course, your series sponsor yet again this season. HydesPride.com for quality leather products and sheepskin products. Check them out on the web at HydesPride.com. Dean Satellite and Security tonight, sponsor for the Dean Satellite and Security 125 here at Richmond, the Car Show. Area 52 Designs, Callaway Investments, and Lions International celebrating 100 years in their entity. And, of course, they got their logo out there, as well as Tundra Super Late Models up there around the Wisconsin area. Drew Kryback, one of the guys out there who provides or runs with the series as well. Give him a shout out. And JVM Racing, of course, around the Columbus, Ohio area and abroad in the Midwest. Quality racing team there as well. Getting just close to getting this Richmond International Raceway Dean Satellite Security 125 spring season opener for the Button Box Shop Super Series underway here in just a little bit. We are going to go to the playing of the national anthem. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to drop the hammer and take these super lates around this lovely track. So stay tuned, folks. We will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and tonight, kicking off another wonderful Super Late Model Series, the Button Box Shop Super Series back in action. For Thursday nights, will be taking place here over the next multiple weeks. As they take a look out over the schedule, they are going to be going all the way into August. So, ladies and gentlemen, put Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on your calendars. Make sure you tune in, whether you're getting us out there on Twitch, YouTube, or even Facebook Live. Always appreciative of your viewership here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. So tonight it is 125 laps here at Richmond International Raceway. Let's take a look at the race information while the drivers are running their hot laps before the race here at this 3/4 mile track. 72 degrees in the air, 62% humidity, partly cloudy, and a matching track temperature of 72 degrees. And I tell you what, folks, it is going to be a lovely race. These guys have been practicing in the offseason. They are raring and ready to go for this one opener. So we'll got about a minute left and remaining before the race control will get over the air and call them on in, and we'll get you the grid and starting lineup. And again, talking about the top 5 in last season, in the fall season, I should say, of the Button Box Shop Super Series. It was Matt Rolfe, who we talked to earlier, coming away with the victory in just a mere margin of 5 points over Matt Cucker. And I tell you what, folks, it doesn't get any closer than that. It came down to a beautiful battle. You'll find that in the archives here on the Digital Forge. I implore you to take some time and go watch that championship race. It was a doozy. So Matt Cucker came in second, Derek Robinson back in third, David Krikorian fourth, and Derek Holzhausen rounding out the top 5 last season in points. So we got about 10 seconds here. We'll get you down to the grid and show you tonight's starting lineup for the spring 2017 season of the Button Box Shop Super Late Model Series. One quick look here before we head on down. Here's one more look at the sponsors, as it looks like now we're about ready to go, and they are calling the boys in. So it's time to get you your starting lineup here tonight. So as we take a look at tonight's starting lineup on the pole, it is the number 37 of Tim Bills, a big competitor in last season. He is going to be starting us off here at Richmond tonight. Christian Peterson, newcomer to the series. The 04 machine will start today outside. Inside of that second row, starting in third position, the number 66 of David Krikorian. He's going to have the 79 of Christian Challenger. That is a newcomer to the series as well. Trey Jarrell, we got a lot of new faces here tonight. We'll round out your top 5 inside of row number 3. He's going to have the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. To the outside in row number 4, the inside lane, the 87 of Derek Holzhausen. They'll have last season's champion, the number 5 of Matt Rolfe, to the outside starting 8th. Inside of row number 5, the 92 of Ty Spearman will have second runner-up, or I should say the runner-up last season. That is the number 73 of Matt Cucker, who will also round out your top 10. Looking on back, we got Brody Hayes, Darrell Hamlin, Devin Rogers, Samuel Roush, Brandon Johnson, Travis Warling, Travis Hauk, Tyler Brown, Tyler Price, Jason Miller, and a dime with these names here tonight, Connor Blaze. We got Trevor Edwards, Keith Jeffrey, Ben Nile, Brody Bayer, Derek Robinson, Mark Royer, Scott Dunlap, Paul Fugit, Russell Berry through 30, and that is going to be your starting lineup here tonight. Wow, 30 super late models out there on the track. It don't get any better than that, and right now as we take a look out over the field, you can see the Mustang iRacing pace car bringing them around here. First lap of the pace. Lights will be off that pace car, and it is going to be 125 laps here at the 3/4 mile track known as Richmond International Raceway. Here we go. We're getting ready as the iRacing pace car takes them around the turn. It is Tim Bills in that beautiful H&H Sign and Supply machine car coming across that start-finish line. 1 lap to go. Next time, it is going to be green flags, and we are going to be racing. Take a look at that field. My goodness, that is a gorgeous-looking 30-car field of super late models here at Richmond, and I tell you what, we're ready to see some racing take place here tonight. Into the backstretch, the Mustang iRacing pace car will see pit road. in between turns 3 and 4. And Tim Bills in that lovely Chevrolet Camaro will have the pace all the way into the green flag. Here we go. Ready to kick it off on behalf of the Button Box Shop Super Series and the Sim Auto Racing Association Dean Satellite Security. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dustin Caldwell. Here we go. Green flag flies and the 2017 Spring Super Series is underway. As we follow the race leader into the backstretch, he's got a nice sizable lead. Tim Bills takes him into the third turn here on the lap number 1 with the 66 of Krikorian behind him and a little bit of push back there. I believe that was Ty Spearman pushing up to the wall there, and Tim Bills rockets into turns 1 and 2. He's going to fire into the backstretch with about a quarter-second lead over the 66 of Krikorian. Peterson back there in third, Trey Gerald in fourth, Holzhausen as we take a look back. Slipping to the inside of the 79 of Challenger, excuse me. I'll get that name right here before the night's up. Christian Challenger to the outside is the purple machine that's up in the high side. Definitely not the place to be here tonight. As you can see, he fell back outside the top 5, and whoa, we got a spin in the backstretch. And I believe that was the 5 of Matt Rolfe. Yes, it was. Last season's champ has spun in the backstretch here on lap number 3. And a little bit of catch up to do here tonight. He's going to go to the back as we go back up to the front here on lap number 4. Firing through the backstretch comes again Tim Bills with a 3/10 of a second lead over David Krikorian. Christian Peterson back there in third. Here comes the 14 of Trey Gerald. Gerald looking behind him as they come across the start-finish line, clicking into lap number 5. Challenger was able to get back into the lower groove there right in front of Holzhausen. Was able to get right back around him, and now Schaefer Jr., the number 6 machine, back there in 7th position. Single file action over the field as we're going to take you up to the high cams to give you a better look. A little battling going on here between Holzhausen. He's going to swing to the inside of Challenger. Just up ahead, the 14 of Gerald as well to the inside of the 04 of Peterson. So Peterson's going to fall back into 5th position. Holzhausen still trying to work the inside there of Challenger as they go through turns 3 and 4. Here they come through the front stretch into lap number 7. Holzhausen still on the lower line, but Challenger actually looking pretty fast. He's got the lead over him. Coming out of turn number 2, he's going to settle up right there in 5th position. 04 of Peterson just ahead. Challenger now looking to the inside of Christian Peterson heading into turns number 1. Peterson to the high side. He's going to lose the battle, and now Challenger to the inside. Beautiful move there. He moves up into 4th, forcing Christian Peterson. That is a Christian for you there. Christian Challenger in the 79, Christian Peterson in the 04, now falling back to 5th position. Another little battle taking place on the track. Joe Schaefer Jr. taking a look to the inside there on Holzhausen heading into turn number 1, was not able to get it. The 92 machine of Ty Spearman back there behind Schaefer Jr. Let's see what happens here into turn 3. And it looks like Brody Hayes back there in the 02. Coming across the start-finish line back there behind Spearman, was looking eagerly to the inside, was not able to get anything going. Still single file action looking through the backstretch here on lap number 10. Tim Bills still leading the field with a 3/10 of a second lead. Back in second, that is David Krikorian. Here's a look at your top 5 as they head into lap number 11. It is Bills, Krikorian, Gerald, Challenger. My goodness, I'm struggling with that one, and Peterson. Tim Bills. There, we had a little hiccup there while I was looking at the top 5. Trey Gerald now got around Krikorian to the inside, and now Christian Challenger looking to the back there as well, but Holzhausen and Peterson are going at it in the back stretch. Beautiful side-by-side action into turns 3 and 4. Derek Holzhausen to the inside. He's going to try to pick up another position. He's got the nose over Christian Peterson. Schaefer Jr. right there back behind Holzhausen. Into the backstretch here on lap 13. There is the lot of the top 5 of the field. Roaring into turn number 3, and Holzhausen is going to get by Peterson. Will Schaefer Jr. closed the door on him here on the front stretch, and no, Christian Peterson, a little bit outside momentum there heading into turn number 1, was able to stay ahead of the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Through the backstretch yet again they come. Single file action, everybody trying to get a feel for where they can go, and Christian Peterson pushes a little bit to the outside in turn 4, catching a little momentum. He's going to pull a little away from the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. A special shout out to Rudy Cummings out there in YouTube here tonight. Always appreciative to see that guy stop by. If you get a chance, check out his web there at Max Speed TV. Always probably one of the longest running broadcasters out there on iRacing, and does a hell of a job. Give him a check out there if you ever get a chance. Swing by Max Speed TV. Here on lap number 16, we're going to go back to the front as we see Tim Bills now clicking over into lap 17. And it looks like Bills and Gerald are starting to pull away a little from the field. Bills holding about a quarter-second lead over the number 14 of Trey Gerald, Christian Challenger. My goodness, if I can get that right. Let's just throw it out there. There it is. Challenger. If I can get that name correct. Yes, it is Christian Challenger back there in third position, about half a second behind your race leader. And David Krikorian, one of the drivers here tonight, is another guy that we've been looking at. Started third here tonight. He's currently running fourth, and he's falling a little bit off the pace. As you can kind of take a look where he's at there in regards to the third position driver. Holzhausen has a little bit of gap back there in fifth position. And it looks like a little battle back here behind Joe Schaefer Jr. And the first caution flag is going to come out on lap number 20. And taking a look. I'll take a look at that Paul Fugit car there, the number 44. We'll dial back the replay for you. We're going to follow the 44 of Paul Fugit through this. And there it was, the number 72 of Ben Nile right there. A little spin out action in the backstretch. Unfortunately, was right by a few different set of cars. There you see the race leaders coming by. And we'll dial it back one more. We'll give you one more replay on it, another look on it. Well, there it was, just a little overdrive coming out of turn number 2. Saw Matt Rolfe do that early in the race on lap number 3. But unfortunately, everybody had cleared and he was not in harm's way. That one was just a little too close. Race control through the yellow. And that brought out the first caution flag of the night. Some of the drivers making their way down pit road, picking up a little bit of fuel. There is your race leader, Trey Gerald, actually. And by race standards here, folks, one of the things we mentioned, and as I see there, the number 20 of Tyler Brown getting a wave around, he's going to get a lap back. But one of the things that you have to know is when the caution flag comes out, wherever the cars were, if they were coming out of turn 2, so Trey Gerald was really working down Tim Bills, and the caution flag come out and he was ahead of him. So he will be setting that pace, coming back to green here in just a few laps. So while we are pacing, we are going to take a short commercial break. We're going to be back after this, but you're watching the Button Box Shop here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, so stay tuned, folks. We will be right back.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
Green flag, green flag.
So as we take a look at the replay, it was Darrell Hamlin under there, and a little bit of swing with the microphone there. Apologize on that. Coming into turn number 3, and it looks like the number 19 car going to hook up with the 02 machine and send it up into the 7 of Hamlin. So the 19 car initially is what started it there, and it was Samuel Roush. Got up into that 02 of Brody Hayes. And eventually the 7 of Darrell Hamlin getting caught up in that. And there you see the 2 cars there up in the wall there between turns 3 and 4. Tough break there. Looks like a little bit of damage. Looks like Brody Hayes has some left side damage as well as some front end damage. And now we see Darrell Hamlin down there on pit road. Of course, not able to take tires here in the 125. Dean Satellite Security 125. Again, this is the Button Box Shop Series opener. Going to take you all the way through August in this spring series. So pretty much got spring and summer covered in there. One of the drivers we was talking about prior to the caution flag coming out is this guy right here. Keep an eye on the 79 of Christian Challoner. This guy right here has, as you can see, he started 4th here tonight. He's running 3rd. A good battle with David Krikorian, the 66 Exalta machine back there behind him. But as always, another guy you can't rule out is this guy right here, the 87 of Derek Holzhausen. Of course, last season, Holzhausen up there in the top 5, as well as Krikorian. Krikorian, of course, 4th. Holzhausen was 5th. The two of the drivers, always tough competitors, especially when it comes to that second half of the race. Again, folks, thanks again for joining us out here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this lovely Thursday night. Whether you're getting us through Twitch, YouTube, or even Facebook Live, we appreciate you tuning in. Also going to give some recognition to some sponsors here for the league and broadcast. The Button Box Shop. Check out this guy on Facebook, folks. If you're out there in the simulation world, whether you do flight sims, if you do racing sims, or any other type of simulation on the PC, this guy can make a custom button box. You know that when you do simulations, you got a lot of different controls, and if you want to make those easy, this guy will make a custom button box out there. Charlie Kuzma always doing an excellent job. Check them out, and they're really reasonable priced. But just look up the Button Box Shop out there on Facebook. But for quality leather and sheepskin products, check out HydesPride.com. Dean Satellite and Security, they always have some special deals. Check out them on the web. The Car Show, that is Bill Martin's little web show he goes around, and it's a show about car shows. So if you're into classic cars and car shows, check them out. Area 52 Designs, Callaway Investments, Lions International 100 years, Tundra Super Late Models, and JVM Racing, your sponsors here this Thursday night. Lights off the pace car here on lap 32. We're going to be back green on lap 33. The 14 of Trey Jarrell will have the pace going back to the green. Pace car will be into the pits this time by... Here we go. Pace car dives off the track. Jarrell through 4, gets on the throttle. Here they come. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. Side-by-side action coming out of 2, and Jarrell trying to edge out the 37 of Tim Bills, and he'll have it. And now David Krikorian looking to the inside of the 37 to pick up second. Can he do it? Here comes Krikorian, side by side with Tim Bills into turn 1. He's going to be to the inside. Jarrell fires down to the low line. He's going to stay in front. Now Krikorian moves up into second. Here comes Challoner. Challoner looking to be side by side with Bills in 3. And they will be met side by side. Challoner's going to get by Bills. He goes into third. Bills falling back 2 positions in the matter of 2 laps. And now we'll try to rally the car back up against the bumper of the 79 of Christian Challoner. Derek Holzhausen back there in 5th. Behind him, the 92 of Ty Spearman in 6th. A little action here. Challoner looking to the inside. He's going to take a peek on Krikorian's inside lane. Can he get there in 1? Krikorian will come back down in the low line, protecting it. Not allowing that 79 to get underneath him and force him up the track. Trey Jarrell still holding on to the lead, just under 0.2 of a second, as we follow the 66 of David Krikorian back there behind him, and Christian Challoner really challenging Krikorian, but Krikorian now is making his way up to Jarrell to put a little bit of pressure on the 14 here through the backstretch on lap 37. As they work their way around turns 3 and 4, and a push by Holzhausen. Derek Holzhausen goes up to the high side. Joe Schaefer Jr. now moves to the inside into lap number 38. Tough break there for Derek Holzhausen in the 87 machine. He's going to fall back just to where he started tonight in 7th position. He's got Tyler Price back there behind him, but Schaefer Jr. ahead of him. Price is looking to cash in off of turn 4 on the 87 of Holzhausen. He was right there with him, but Holzhausen found some momentum through the front stretch and was able to get away from him, but Tyler Price firing back. He's going to go to the bumper of that 87 machine, not able to get there. He's definitely got the turns, but the 87 is faster through the front and back stretches. As you see here into turn number 1, Holzhausen pulling away just a little bit from Tyler Price, but Price firing back through 2. It's definitely his solid turn here at Richmond. And the battle continues between Tyler Price and Derek Holzhausen as they come through turn 4 and now the front stretch into lap number 41. Trey Jarrell, your race leader, the number 14 machine out of turn number 2 with about a quarter-second lead over the 66 of David Krikorian. Christian Challoner back there in 3rd. And he's going to take another look into the front stretch underneath the 66. Exalta machine just ahead. He's going to dive it under. And this may be the move he wants. He's going to pick up second. Beautiful move. Heading into turns 1 and 2, was able to get around Krikorian. And Schaefer Jr. with a little bit of bounce off the wall back there in 6th. And like I always say, folks, whenever a numbered position or numbered car is running in their position, so 6 running in 6, that's a lottery number for you. Make sure if you're going to go out and get a pick 3, pick 4, even a pick 5 in whatever state you're watching from, make sure you include me in some of that action if you get the winning numbers. Taking a look back up front, Challoner now putting the pressure on Trey Jarrell here heading into lap 44. Here's a look at the race summary so far tonight as we're watching the battle up front. 43 laps complete, 5 lead changes, 2 total cautions. And are we going to see another lead change here between the 14 and the 79 as they now roll through turn 3 and 4? Trey Jarrell holding on to it. Single file action out of your top 5 here on lap 45. A little bit of lap traffic ahead here as Jarrell works his way through 3. Lower groove, the preferred line here tonight, as you can see the darkened lines heading into the turns. Everybody staying to the high side, and they love to dive it right around here. And you can see the darkened up track where the rubber's been laid down by the cars. And now Christian Challoner taking a peek to the inside of Trey Jarrell coming out of 2. Challoner looking to the inside. Can he make another slide move? Caution flag comes out here on lap 47. And taking a look back, not exactly sure who was involved in this one. We'll go back and follow Brody Hayes, see if we can capture exactly what happened. A little bit of sparks flying back there in the backstretch, following Brody Hayes. They come through to it. I think the caution flag is going to come out. Searching the field, not exactly sure what brought the caution flag out. And taking a listen to race control. I think there was a little bit of debris on the track in the backstretch. Crazy fan got through a soda can on the backstretch is the word on the street. Must have smuggled that one in. Here's a look at your running top 5 as it stands. Trey Jarrell, of course, up front. Christian Challoner in 2nd. David Krikorian 3rd. Ty Spearman and Tim Bills rounding out the top 5. And again, another look at the race summary here. 48 laps complete, soon to be 49 this time by. Out of the 125 here tonight for the Dean Satellite and Security 125. 5 lead changes, 3 total cautions. And of course the last caution flag as we take a look at the results of those incidents. Last caution flag coming out on lap 20 when Ben Nile was the initial one, lap 26. The incident with Darrell Hamlin and Brody Hayes out of turns 3 and 4. Taking a look at the schedule next Thursday night, it'll be the Car Show 125 at USA International Speedway down in Lakeland, Florida. Ironically, a track that no longer exists in the real world. It's always sad to see short tracks go, and that's what we like to cover here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. We cover short track racing, the finest racing, and still in search of our first dirt series. So if you know anybody out there that runs a good hard racing dirt league, looking to cover that here. some of the other tracks we'll see as they're going through the backstretch. Lights off the pace car, but we'll see Five Flags, Southern National, the Milwaukee Mile, Oxford Plains, South Boston, Las Vegas Bullring, Phoenix International, Iowa, Irwindale in the championship August 17th at Lanier National Speedway. Pace car dives off into the pits. Here we go. Trey Gerald taking us back to the green off of turn 4. Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 52. Krikorian wasting no time to the inside lane. He's going to get around the 79 of Christian Challoner. Challoner now having a little bit of struggle coming out of turn number 2. Tim Bill's rocketing back in 4th, trying to get away from the side-by-side action. As the 92 of Spearman to the high side, coming through the front stretch into lap number 53. Side-by-side action behind him continues between Joe Schaefer Jr. and Derek Holzhausen. Schaefer Jr. to the outside of the 87. Through the backstretch, here they come, the top 3. Now Challoner taking a look to the inside. Beautiful move on Krikorian. It's twice he's done it here to the 66 tonight, but a Krikorian in the Exalta machine's going to look to the inside. Is he going to do a little crisscross action into turn 1? He's going to hold on to it. So Challoner will stay in second position. Krikorian falls back to third. And now Tim Bill's back there in fourth position. He's feeling the pressure on the outside by the 92 of Ty Spearman. Spearman trying to work it. And as they come across the start-finish line into lap 55, we're at the double nickel. 37 of Bill's, and now we got a battle for the race lead. Challoner, how about this? Another lead change here tonight. The 79 able to get out around the 14. And we got a new leader. Just as the caution flag comes out, Christian Challoner taking over the race lead, and a big pileup back here in the 0-3 there of Brandon Johnson involved in it. Let's go back and take a look. As we take a look, and it looks like a little bit of contact between the 0-3 of Johnson, and I believe that was the 55 car just ahead, who also got loose as well. That was Jason Miller, and it caused a major pileup, and ouch, the 57. That is Connor Blaze is going to go for a nasty hit into the barricades there on pit road entry, and there we have a little bit of a traffic jam there in the turn. A few other cars involved. The number 20 you see down there as well. That is Tyler Brown. Another car on the wall, can't quite get the number, but multiple cars involved in that one. And the caution flag will come out yet again. This story right now, the 79 of Christian Challoner taking over the race lead. We talked about it early in the race. He's going to be one of the drivers to watch out, making his debut in the Sim Auto Racing Association League Racing here tonight, especially in the Button Box Shop Super Series. Part of that here tonight is the opener, Dean Satellite and Security 125 here at Richmond International Raceway. So while we're under caution yet again, we're going to take a commercial break, so we'll be back right after these messages, folks. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network and our coverage of the Button Box Shop Super Series Spring Opener here at Richmond International Raceway for the Dean Satellite Security 125. Little flip-flop action up in the front row here as Christian Challoner will be taking us back to green on lap 61, getting close to the halfway point of tonight's opening race for the series. Or season, I should say. Trey Gerald to the outside, Krikorian and Bills rounding out the front four. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pace car dives off into the pits. Out of turn number 4, he gets on the throttle. Green flag flies, we're back to the race. And a beautiful restart there by the 79 of Challoner. Screaming out to a 3/10 of a second lead is something we've seen Tim Bills do earlier tonight. Challoner pretty much 6 laps led, most of it coming under the yellow. Trey Gerald has had a total of 34 laps led. Your other lap leader here tonight is the 37 of Tim Bills, who led a total of 20 laps. And a nice little restart. Gerald trying to climb back up to him. You got Krikorian back there behind him, and a nice little side-by-side action. Spearman to the inside now of Tim Bills. The side-by-side action into turns 3, and Bills will get him out of 4. Or excuse me, Spearman will get Bills out of 4. Into lap number 63, but Bills is going to rock it back to the inside in turns 1 and 2, trying to get underneath Ty Spearman. Not able to do it as Spearman will close the door coming out of that second turn. And a good battle behind him, Schaefer Jr. getting around him. He's got the 55 machine of Miller, who was involved in that caution. He's playing around right there in 7th position. Derek Holzhausen to the outside as they go through turns 1 and 2. Top 5 now single file. Tim Bills at the cutoff of the top 5 here as we see Schaefer Jr. and Miller. Miller behind Schaefer Jr. will get by Holzhausen. Holzhausen comes down into the low groove. Trevor Edwards, another one of those drivers. Got to kind of keep an eye on this 32 machine. He may be up there towards the end of this race as we're now past the halfway point into the back half. A lot of these guys I like to call the sleepers. You kind of watch for them. Some of these guys will rock it out to a lead, like this guy right here, Christian Challoner, with about a second lead over Trey Gerald, has just come to life early on. But the question is, how much is he going to burn up on those tires, and how long can he hold this distance of a lead? Looking back, Trevor Edwards looking to the inside now. Jason Miller. Miller's going to fall back into 9th position as they work around the top 10 here. Samuel Roush, the number 19 machine. Your cutoff in the top 10 has got some breathing room behind him as Keith Jeffrey back there, the number 28, in 11th position. And Paul Fugan having a good battle back here. Not exactly, excuse me, the 75. A Fugit-esque car, if I might say so. Kind of yellow and blue. But that is Brody Bayer in the Lowe's machine, the number 75. Battling right there with Tyler Price. Price, who had battled up in the top 10 earlier tonight. Now trying to squeak by. He's falling back around the 13th position here that we're watching. Side-by-side action between these guys. Let's go back up and take a look at your race leader here. As Challoner still holding on to that 9/10 of a second lead over the 14 of Gerald as he comes out of turn number 4 heading towards lap 71. 16 now led, 10 of which under the green, just as another caution flag comes out, and oh my. Tough break here. Matt Rolfe, second caution, or excuse me, first caution he's been in tonight, and take a look at that. A lot of cars messed up. Tyler Brown, I don't even know how he's trying to drive that one. He's got it wedged. Something's definitely not right on that car. Kind of doing like a drift maneuver here through the backstretch. And maybe the tire's flat on the back. It looks like he's got a rear right, and I'm just not sure what's going on with that car. So just a tough break there with Matt Rolfe. And take a look at the car closer up for you there. See if we can get a quick driver interview with him, as it looks like he's now getting out of his car. Matt Rolfe, this is Dustin Caldwell. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Tough break here tonight. Got involved in that caution, some heavy smoke. Is this going to put it into your night, or you guys got some repair work you're doing down there?
Nah, it's all done. Made contact with a couple cars there, and a couple cars came in late, so it's done.
So just going back real quick on lap number 3, you kind of had a spin there out of turn number 2. Can you tell us a little bit of what was going on there?
Yeah, just trying to hold the bottom line, keep it as close to the yellow line there as possible, and just barely touch the curve, or the apron rather. And as soon as I lifted to try to correct itself, I think Tucker got in the back of me. Not his fault at all. Just we were racing so close there, and I got a little loose, so that was all on me. But yeah, I just looped it and got back up the field with these cautions, and was working my way up almost to the top 10 again before that happened. So tough night, but it is what it is.
Is there any thanks or shout outs you want to give while we got you on the line?
Just thanks out to all these T4X guys here in the race. I know Joe's up there battling around the top 5, so I think he's got a car that can run up there tonight, so hopefully he can pull us through, at least get a good finish out of it. And back again to the race sponsor. Thanks again to Dean Satellite and Security.
All right, tough break here tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at USA.
All right, we'll see you then.
There you have it, folks. Just a tough night there for the number 5 of Matt Rolfe, getting involved in that caution, and multiple cars involved as well. We saw Tyler Brown in his car. I'm not exactly sure how he was able to drive that. It was like a drift pattern. And there you see coming down pit road now. Still has got a wicked drift-esque, and I'm not sure. I'm surprised race control is going to allow this to hang on. The towing of that tire is just really drawn out there. And I'm surprised, yeah, it looks like, yes, they're going to bring him back down pit road. So race control definitely seeing issues with that car, and they're going to call the 20 of Brown back to pit road. And hopefully if they can get some repairs done on that, they can be back out on the track. If not, it definitely a short night there for the 20 team. So the lights come off the pace car. They're going to be double filing up here, bunching up 2 by 2, ready to go back green on lap 77. Again, this is the Dean Satellite and Security 125 season opener for the Button Buck Shop Super Series here at Richmond International Raceway this Thursday night. We'll be in Lakeland, Florida next Thursday for the USA International, the Car Show 125. Hope you put that one on your calendar to tune in next Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian Challoner, who had a 9/10 of a second lead, is going to take us back to the green on lap 77. Here we go. Pace car's into the pits, gets on the throttle. Here he goes. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. And here he comes through the front stretch into lap 78 with a big lead. Just over a half a second towards 6/10 of a second lead. Side-by-side action between Tim Bills and Ty Spearman through the back stretch. Bills to the inside is going to win the battle into the third turn. Spearman to the outside. Derek Holzhausen trying to work by. And he's not going to get there. Ty Spearman comes down to the low groove. And he picks up some real estate there on the 37 of Bills. Really by him coming out of turn number 2. Challoner back up towards where he was before the caution flag come out. He's got an 8/10 of a second lead over the field, pushing towards the second at this point. Single file action back with Joe Schaefer Jr. The battle here side by side heading into 3. Trevor Edwards to the inside, the 32 machine. And a beautiful outside, got some momentum off of turn 4. Schaefer Jr. Whoa, just comes right into the front of Trevor Edwards into turn 1. That is pure momentum right there, and combined with some talent behind the wheel, he was able to do that without causing an incident. The drivers go back to single file racing. And whoa, Darrell Hamlin, the number 7 car, swinging way wide for the race leader. And now Trey Jarrell back there behind the lap car of Hamlin. Slowly but surely catching him here. Hamlin. Don't really see Hamlin getting lapped too much, but involved in that caution early on in lap 26. It's just been a struggle to stay on the lead lap for that car. And Hamlin again swinging wide as you see all the cars Holzhausen go by. In the front stretch here into lap 85. Schaefer Jr. and Edwards still battling out here. Jason Miller, the 55 machine, back behind him as well. Total of 31 laps led for Challoner now, is about to get up to the point where Trey Jarrell had led, total of 34. Tim Bill's 20 laps led here tonight. That makes up your total lap count. Into lap 87 they go. Krikorian back there behind the 14 machine as they come through turn number 2 into the backstretch. And some of these cars tagging that wall, and that's one of the things they'll tell you. You're not tagging that wall out of 2. You're not racing at Richmond. And Edwards and Schaefer Jr. are going at it again. Edwards looking to the inside of the 6 machine. Ty Spearman putting some pressure on Tim Bills. How about Krikorian? He's going to try to get up towards the 14 car just ahead. Here's a look at your top 5, folks, as it runs. Challoner, Jarrell, Krikorian, Bills, and Spearman, the top 5. Race summary as it stands, 88 laps complete. 6 lead changes here tonight, 5 total cautions. Getting about to the final 30 laps to go tonight. Challoner now into turn 3, carrying almost a 2-second lead. This guy has found momentum when he needs it at the later part of the race. Gotta wonder how much he saved back there, but tonight he has come to race at Richmond. And some more lap traffic ahead here as Krikorian and Jarrell get by. The 00 machine that they go by. To the outside, that is Travis Houck. And one of the drivers we saw earlier tonight started in the front row of the 04 of Christian Peterson. Currently running 11th, battling back there with the 19 of Samuel Roush. And a little close action there coming out of that 4th turn into lap number 94. So 2.19 seconds is the gap between your race leader and second place, 14 of Trey Gerald and Challoner. Check this out, folks.
All right, man.
Caution flag comes out. Mark Royer right there. And we caught that one on the live screen. Mark Royer involved with that one, and some heavy smoke coming out of that 36 machine. Go back and take a look and show you the replay. On board with Mark Royer. And a quick spin. That's what it looks like on board in one of those spin outs, folks. And right there in front of Devin Rogers, Royer just comes up and slams into that wall. He's going to hit the inside wall as well, and there you're going to see a lot of smoke start to pour out the back of the 36 machine. And right there, Challoner coming up in race control, throwing the yellow at that point. Just a tough break there for this guy here tonight. '98 complete, soon to be complete. 97 down, folks, out of the Dean Satellite and Security 125. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back right here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday night to Richmond International Raceway. Button Buckshot Super Series opener, part of the Sim Auto Racing Association. Into the triple digits will be complete when we go back green, and it is the 79 of Christian Challoner, who has been dominant up to this point. Total of 45 laps led. He's going to take us back to the green as the pace car into turn 4 dives off into pit road. Here we go. Gets on the throttle again. Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 101. And Challoner out of turn number 4 is going to fire across the start-finish line into lap 102. He's got over a half a second lead, and he is pulling away. Gerald trying to hold on to second as Krikorian fights him for it, coming out of 2. A little side-by-side action back behind him. Spearman back there with Holzhausen fighting it. These guys have fought all night for position, and Spearman now moves up into 5th. Holzhausen falls outside the top 5. How about the battle back here with Edwards and Schaefer Jr., 2 other cars we've seen fight tonight. Jason Miller in the mix as well in the 04 machine. Up to the high side is Christian Peterson. And whoa, a little bit of contact there in turn number 4. And 32 of Edwards to the outside is Schaefer Jr. Looks like he is losing the battle. He's going to settle up behind the 6 machine, Jason Miller. Now the 55 car is going to go, and Trey Gerald just disappears from the map. I believe it was a connection problem with the 14, but he has disappeared. Looks like the network aliens have come and captured the 14. Tough break there. As now he's going to be a lap down, and it's going to count up. Taking a look at this, here is your race leader, folks. 1.3 seconds, Christian Challoner, the driver to beat here tonight. 50 laps, now 52 laps led. He's got a 1.5 second lead into lap 107. Getting down to the final 15 here in the next 3 laps. David Krikorian is now in 2nd as Trey Gerald has disappeared. Tim Bills in 3rd. Everybody's going to get a slot bump here. And that is a big hill to climb. If you're the 66 to get to that 79 machine, right there's the gappage. And Roush and Peterson going at it out of turn number 4. Roush to the inside of the 04. Peterson with a nice momentum grab through the front stretch. He's going to edge out Samuel Roush into turns 1 and 2 and begin to pull away out of turn 2. But Roush is going to come back on him through the back stretch. Not able to get to him quite yet, but he's going to try again. They both will have that outside groove working through the front stretch here into lap 110. Just ahead, Miller and Schaefer Jr. having a little battle there. Miller's going to go to the inside right around the number 6 machine. And with Challoner coming across the start-finish line, 15 laps to go here tonight. And Krikorian now pulling away. Bills and Spearman are having a nice little bout here through the backstretch. Spearman taking a look to the inside of the 37. They're going to continue to fight. He's going to try to find some momentum. The inside's not the place to be through the front stretch. But can he get down to that groove? He's going to take a shot. No, he's not going to do it. Looked like he might have thought about it, taking a shot to the inside of the 37. A little apron action there is going to slow him up coming out of 2, and Tim Bills is going to have a little room to breathe now. Heading into the 3rd turn here on lap 112. Again, less than 15 to go. Holzhausen now sees Miller behind him as they head into turn 1. The 87 just barely holding on to that position over the 55, and Mark Royer back out on the track. Got to give it up for that crew getting that car mobile again. Damage she's sustained in the backstretch, and Miller's looking to the inside. Holzhausen will fire back across the start-finish line. A little side-by-side action, 3-wide action coming through turn number 2 as Royer up to the high side. Holzhausen was the inside, Miller far inside. And again, these two going at it into turns 3 and 4. Miller to the inside of Holzhausen. The next time by, it'll be 10 laps to go here in the Dean Satellite and Security 125 at Richmond International Raceway. Challoner, 1.6 seconds the lead. Krikorian's got to find something. Can he dig deep into that Exalta bag of tricks? and maybe give something here for the 79. He's got 10 to go to do it. Spearman back there in third, Bill's fourth. Miller able to get into the top 5 now here tonight. Driver who's fighting hard. Holzhausen right there with him. Miller, how about this? Oh, and a little bit of contact through the front stretch, and down goes Miller into the infield with 9 to go. Was just going to praise him on starting 20th and getting up into the top 5. But ouch, the contact with Holzhausen, too much in the front stretch. And Miller falls back yet again. Tough break there, all the way to 16th. That has got to be a frustrating moment for that 55 car. From 20th all the way into the top 5, now back to 16th in a flash. With 7 to go, take a look at the 79. A total of 64 laps led. Christian Challoner, 1.6 seconds, still holding on. A little bit of rumble here with the 6 of Schaefer Jr. and the 04 of Peterson. A little contact made, but Peterson able to get around the 6 machine. And the 04 of Peterson to the inside. Schaefer Jr. back there behind him. 6 laps to go. Samuel Roush now is running 7th in front of the 32 of Trevor Edwards. Holzhausen back in 9th. And Brody Bayer, the 75 Lowe's machine, in 10th. It's going to be 4 to go. Entering that point of no return, caution flag comes out. The field will be frozen, folks. And where they sit is where they sit. Mark Royer to the high side as Challoner comes by out of turn number 2. Krikorian, little bump off the wall. Still holding on to around that 1.6 second, but that contact with the wall is going to give Challoner an extra 1/10 of a second. Now 3 laps remaining here at Richmond. Here we go. Challoner the next time by is going to see the white flag. Can he do it? 1 3/4 second lead over the 66 of Krikorian. 69 laps led for the 79. How about Spearman back there in third, getting away from Tim Bills. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. The white flag's in the air, all cautions off. Christian Challoner just 2 turns away from picking up this first victory in the Button Box Shop Super Series, making his debut here tonight in the 2017 spring opener. But here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, the number 79 of Christian Challoner. Fireworks in the air. We take you up to the blimp view. And he's going to make his way around into the front stretch. Fireworks continuing to go. We'll give you a little bit of a burnout. And a very happy 79 of Christian Challoner coming away with the victory. Week number 1 in the Button Box Shop Super Series here at Richmond International Raceway for the Dean Satellite and Security 125. And he's continuing to burn him down on the front stretch. Go ahead and bring up the race summary for you as we see Challenger pull off the track. Out of the 125, completed 6 lead changes, 6 cautions here tonight. And here is a look at your results. Going to look to get some driver interviews for you. Joining us here now, finishing third here, the number 92 of Ty Spearman joins us. Ty, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. You?
Not too bad. Getting to see some great super late models race here at Richmond. You did a solid job here tonight, getting a podium finish. Tell us a little bit about this track and how the car handled and how it felt to get back into the swing of things as far as league racing.
Well, it certainly was. I was looking forward to this week after a long break, even though I didn't get to race much last season. But as far as the track goes, one of my worst tracks. I'm not a big fan of Richmond, but made this setup late this afternoon and prayed that it would be worth a flip, and it was okay. It was still plowing a little bit in 3 and 4, not the best. Really hard to pass tonight, to be quite honest with you. Like for most everyone, but it was overall it was a good race.
Well, is there any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give for your third place finish tonight?
First and foremost, want to thank Matt for this league. I've been racing in it for quite a long time now, and have enjoyed every single season, nearly every single race. He does such a wonderful job with it, and the guys that help him as well. Appreciate you announcing these for us, and of course, shout out to all my boys at the posse, and hopefully they'll be racing with us soon.
Well, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. Look forward to seeing some more action out of that 92 machine.
You got it. More action.
There you have it, folks. The 92 of Ty Spearman coming in third here tonight. Joining us now is the number 66 of David Krikorian, driver last season, finished in the top 5 in points, I believe, 4th overall in points. And tonight you rally yourself to a second place finish. Had a good battle there with the 14 of Trey Jarrell. Fortunately, Jarrell, I believe, had a little bit of issues, fell out there in the later half of the race, but couldn't quite catch the 79 machine. He was leading you about 1.6 seconds for the most of the race. But tell us a little bit about your night here, Dave.
We kind of had a bit of an unlucky night. The setup needed more than kind of 30 laps at a time to really get going, and that last run was the most stabilized between most of us and Christian for that whole race, and I was able to kind of either be even with him or reel him in a little bit, but by the time that happened, there was not enough laps left to really do anything, so there was really no point of trying to push the issue.
Well, running the famed Exalta paint as always here tonight. You looked really solid. I mean, just battling with these guys, and you fell back, I think, as far as 4th at one point. What were the restarts like for you, trying to find the right groove? I know you had a few favorable inside lanes a couple of times. Was able to get back up there into that second position, but how'd the restarts play out for you?
The restarts in Richmond kind of get a little bit hectic just because you can kind of go a little bit more to the left after the start-finish line and kind of cut the track a little bit more and get a little more run and kind of get more of a position on the guy. But aside from the first lap of restarts, it was kind of fairly tame, although there was that point I missed the shift really badly on the around lap 80 or something.
Well, next week we move out of Richmond and into Lakeland, Florida to USA for the Car Show 125. Tell us, what are your thoughts on that lovely little short track out there, USA International Speedway?
It's been a good track to us. We might get a lot of yellows, we might not. It's kind of one of those tracks where it's hit or miss. I think we'll be good. It's probably our best start to a season probably since summer last season. So hopefully we can just kind of keep the momentum going and actually have a better chance of running for the title this time.
Looking forward to it. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish here tonight?
Shout out to the boys at Wheeling and Dealing, Treasure L making his rare appearance for being done with school for the school year, and this is his setup that we've run probably the last year or two now, and it's still running pretty good.
All right. Well, congratulations on your runner-up finish here tonight. We look forward to seeing that 66 back in action next Thursday night at USA International Speedway.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, folks. Going to talk with a new guy here tonight, the number 79 of Christian Challoner joining us now. A total of 71 laps led here tonight. Led the field over 1.6 seconds, close to 2 seconds. I think even crested over 2 seconds as far as your lead here tonight at one point in the race. But definitely found some late race momentum. Solid running here tonight. You had great restarts. How challenging were the restarts for you here tonight at Richmond?
Oh, I mean that was really tough. I mean, when you're the lead car, it's not so bad because you can kind of get a big jump on people, and that was as soon as I got to that point, it was a lot easier. But on all the previous ones, when I wasn't the lead car, I was almost always getting jumped. It's a really tough series.
Well, what making your debut pretty much here in the Button Box Shop Super Series. What are your thoughts going forward? Is this going to be a series? Are we going to see the 79 car back next week at Lakeland at USA International Speedway?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been talking about it as a team, and we've been kind of prepping for this since probably last week, and we've been working on it pretty hard. Especially Jason Miller and Samuel Roush. They've been doing a lot of setup work because they ran this before with the late model and the modified series. And they found it really tough, said it was a really tough league, and we honestly, like, before the start, we were really just hoping to make the race, so we were really surprised by how much speed we had, and we knew it'd be hard, and I just kind of halfway through, we just thought, well, might actually be able to do something. I kept thinking that everybody knew something that we didn't, because I felt like we were going too hard, but then at the end, I just kind of, on the restarts, I kind of just decided, well, if they've got something, I just got to try and make as big a gap as I can, and they'll have to try and run me down.
Well, definitely the hard work in the offseason paying dividends here for you tonight, Christian. Looking forward to the great racing ahead of this season with that 79 team and your teammates as well. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory here at Richmond?
Yeah, just mainly Jason Miller for the really great setup. He built some awesome stuff all the time, and I know he was a little skeptical because he hasn't really built much for this car, but it was really good as always. Again, Samuel Roush he's kind of been the driving force behind getting us to run this, and same with Tyler Hudson. He's been really keen on racing in SARA again. So those guys, everyone at One Up, and sponsors Ionalize, Hessingveld Engineering, all the guys that support us all the time.
Well, congratulations, Christian, on a job well done here tonight at Richmond. Definitely looking for that 79 to be back in action next Thursday night at USA International Speedway. Well, there you have it, folks. Results on the screen here tonight. Definitely some hard work out of that 79 team, and what a beaut that car was here tonight, on fire. And at one point, over 2 seconds of a lead over the field. So, new contender, new face to the new season. So we'll have to see how that will play out. But it is Christian Challoner, excuse me, I said it again. Christian Challoner coming away with a victory tonight here in Richmond. David Krikorian, the 66 in second. Ty Spearman, Tim Bills, Christian Peterson rounding out the top five. Joe Schaefer Jr., Samuel Roush, Trevor Edwards, Derek Holzhausen, and Brody Bayer coming into the top 10. Looking on back, Scott Dunlap, Travis Morling, Ben Nile, Jason Miller, Russell Barry, Keith Jeffrey, Brody Hayes, Devin Rogers, Derek Robinson, Travis Hauk rounding out the top 20 in your field here tonight. Darrell Hamlin, Tyler Brown, Mark Royer, Trey Gerald, Connor Blaze, Matt Cucker, Brandon Johnson, Tyler Price, Matt Rolfe, and Paul Fugit will round out the field here at Richmond. Got to give a special shout out to those sponsors, the Button Box Shop, sponsoring the series. Check them out on Facebook. Charlie Kuzma putting together some great button boxes for you out there. HidesBright.com for quality leather and sheepskin products. Tonight's sponsor, the Dean Satellite and Security. Check them out on the web as well, as they always got some great deals out there. The Car Show, Area 52 Designs, Callaway Investments, Lions International 100 celebrating 100 years, Tundra Super Late Models, and JBM Racing, the sponsors this Thursday night. And folks, we'll be back in action next Thursday night here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network for more Button Box Shop Super Series racing. It'll take place at USA International Speedway for 125 laps for the Car Show 125. As always, if you'd like to know more, find out about the Semi-Auto Racing Association, you can look up in the top right-hand corner. RaceSARA.com is their website. As always, if you're catching us out there on YouTube, Twitch TV, or even Facebook Live, we thank you for your viewership. Make sure you hit like, subscribe. That way you can stay on the know as to when we go live. But that will do it for us here tonight, folks. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying appreciate your viewership. Have a good night.